While almost everybody is busy hyping whatever bullshit comes out every season, only to completely forget it in favor of the next bullshit that comes out, the actually good stuff pass under the radar. Gundam the Origin, one of the few great anime in this awful decade, is one of them. And you know what? I don't mind how nobody cares about it. Part of being niche has to do with only the actual fans saying how great it is, not casuals who think whatever mainstream bullshit comes out is the only thing worth watching because it's popular. And I'm not implying Gundam is unknown to the public. It's by far the most famous mecha franchise with countless seasons, toys, games and manga. The thing is, almost nobody cares about the actually good stuff, which is the original universe, or better say the only good universe, because it's the first and the most retro of them all. The casuals are watching everything else, which to the most part is hollow spectacle about selling toys to children and has nothing to do with the original concept of a serious war drama. And it's not like the Universal Century is that serious as a whole. Origin has lots of comedic moments, too many for some. The characters have a body language that is much more cartoony and hard to get into if you didn't grow up with 80s cartoons. Well, lucky for me I did, so I don't mind it much. In fact, I like how it follows the original style and doesn't try to update it by making everybody being out of character for the sake of mass appeal. It's not a reboot, but a prequel to the original 1979 series. It should feel like I can watch both of them and not be giving the assumption they are not the same timeline. They are, and they feel the same. Good job. Also, good job with the CGI. It will eventually look bad after a few years, like all CGI do, but it was rendered far better than any TV series of its time, since it was given far more time than 1 week to do everything. That's the beauty of OVAs. You get one once or twice every year, and it looks spectacular, because the animation team is given enough time to do it right. But eventually, the best part is how seriously it takes itself in terms of characterization and atmosphere when you compare it with everything else. The plot is elaborate, the characters are looked into, and the theme is explored wonderfully. It sounds like the same words can be used to describe any show you are a fanboy of. But let's be honest here, very few anime are as remotely as detailed and looked into as Gundam the Origin. The staggering majority of mainstream anime are bullshit about high schools, over-sexualized minors who yell all the time, and over-explanatory dialogues that waste hours in info-dumping the rules of magical systems only to break every single one of them for the sake of spectacle. No politics, no tactics, no intrigue, no backstabbing, no substance. So by this simple fact, Gundam the Origin is one of the very few anime that is not about obnoxious teenagers and half-naked bimbos in some high school doing whatever random bullshit the plot wants them to do. You are finally getting a worthwhile war drama that is not only faithful to the original title, but also manages to clarify everything you were hearing about in the series without betraying its tone. It's not easy to write a prequel that doesn't feel stupid, or one that demystifies everything you were better off not knowing about. Gundam the Origin is one of the very few exceptions where everything clicks perfectly. And finally, it has giant robots and spaceships fighting in space, with politics and ideals clashing all the time. If you're into that shit and you don't mind CGI that much, since that is the downfall of any anime, you're gonna have a blast with this one. It's not as great as Legend of the Galactic Heroes and not as serious as Area 88, but it's still one of my favorite anime ever.